Hello, everyone. My name is Oliver Bass, otherwise known as Bass from the Past, joined alongside by none other than Pyro J, and this is the Esports.net Recap Show, a show recapping the key moments and key events from around the world of esports in the last week. Today, we're kicking this one off talking about the Modern Warfare 2 campaign. Last week, we talked about how Modern Warfare was coming out and was coming out early with the campaign, while you'd have to wait a little while to get to the multiplayer. Well, the campaign is here, and we've had enough time with it to see some reviews come out. And the reviews are, scathing is probably an easy word to use at this point, Pyro.
Yeah, let's start off with allowing for some validation as to why they're scathing. I've heard from testimonies, including the Esports.net article that you should check out, is crashes, okay? Not just crashes on the game, crashes in how the AI moves. I heard of one streamer who the game crashed for them and their audio drivers were corrupted. That's not good. So there's things like that. And then more critical of the campaign itself and the playstyle itself, kind of lacking substance. There's some drawn out chase scenes. They're critical of how heavily armored some of the AI are. These are all kind of subjective from the article, but they're worthy of reading and worthy of looking at. Overall, it's stylistically nice. It looks beautiful, but it's lacking substance. So, Bass, we talked about this last week, right? And I was hype about the campaign, okay? I'm formerly a lover of some of the campaigns, from Reznov to all the other ones. What are the numbers, Mason? But you were a little critical, and it sounds like your feedback is a little warranted now.
I mean, so my criticisms of the campaign weren't necessarily about the campaign itself, but rather the strategy that COD was taking with this one. We've heard of people releasing the campaign before, and we've heard of the multiplayer coming out later, or vice versa. People release the multiplayer initially and then build the story mode out afterwards. That's actually something I believe COD has done in in games past. My reason for being critical about this was that I thought that this could really kind of put the nail in the coffin for what has been Call of Duty's downcline over the last couple of years. The decline that we have seen for this game has been based around the fact that less and less people care about the campaign. The multiplayer is by far paying the bills for, I believe it's Activision who are currently creating this game, and it has unfortunately made it to where Modern Warfare is seen basically as a multiplayer game that happens to have a campaign. And the issue is that when your campaign is also not very good, all of a sudden you're finding yourself with an audience that is already skeptical before even getting their hands on the part of the game that they actually care about. And in terms of the esport, which has also been on a decline over the last couple of years in terms of viewership and prize pools, it's even worse for these guys who immediately see, oh no, the game is already not being received well. This is a problem for COD. I think what they did here was trying to revitalize the fan base, trying to go, hey, we've got Modern Warfare coming back and we're going to do it bigger than ever. But the issue is they didn't do it bigger than ever. And rather than actually bolstering the reputation of COD, which they desperately needed now, it kind of feels like COD have put themselves in a very, very awkward position where we talked about it before. If they don't succeed with this game, they're going to have problems, and they've already put themselves off on the wrong foot forward.
Yeah, and listen, this is fair, okay? I mean, we're highlighting a lot of criticisms. We're showing this kind of narrative of, hey, one step that is a little misstepped is just going to could crash and burn further on. But there could be some people that enjoyed the campaign. There's a lot of opinions here. Also, the game does arrive on the 28th, the full game. So there is still sort of a chance for the right foot to be stepped forward. I hear your hesitation, Bass.
I mean, listen, at the end of the day, we're really not going to know what the reviews are going to be like until we see the multiplayer come out. But considering that the beta did go out, and very similar complaints for the beta in terms of the glitchiness, in terms of the gunplay not being as smooth as in games past, in terms of the audio being messed up in more than just like in the campaign, but just being unable to understand spatial awareness, it's hard. It feels like COD right now are not necessarily in the most stable of places, so we're going to have to check back in on them, like you said, on the 28th when the multiplayer comes out, and then really the following weeks afterwards. It's a Hail Mary for COD right now. They really do need to try and find some momentum again, and we're going to have to see how much momentum they actually gain with this new release. But it's not the only thing that we're going to talk about here today. We also want to talk about Let's Make Moves Miami, bringing SmashBros to the beach. And what that really means is that we've got a 3-day LAN in Miami, October 28th to the 30th, which is going to be an absolute spectacle in Miami on the beach. Pyre, you want to tell us a little bit about the details of why this makes it such a huge event for Smash?
Yeah, Bass, let me start by beach vibes. Okay, count me in. Listen, I haven't purchased the tickets yet to Miami, but we got beach volleyball, we got pool, they got art exhibits, they got cosplay contests, they got all this stuff. It's like, yeah, it is a esports event, but it's also this incredible fun time for esports people to be involved in, right? So I think Let's Make Moves Miami is like that summer surge that people have been waiting for. And yeah, it's October, but there's going to be Halloween events as well. Let's talk about the actual venue and the event itself in terms of esports. Okay, it's a 10,000 square foot venue on the beach, which is immaculate. Okay, I might need to buy those tickets. And of course, most importantly, you've got some big names playing in this competition. MKLeo, who everyone's going to be waiting for, the Steve Main Akula, and then we have a few other pros that are involved. Don't hate me if I get some of these pronunciations wrong, but Dabuz, yep,
Buzz.
already, the Buzz, thanks, yeah, I should have given this to you, Bass. We got Tweak, Amba, Aaron, Jake, Tilda, Jackal, Omega, D-Dog, Sean, and Mirren. So, listen. It's going to be hype. There's going to be great competition. And they're doing it differently all 3 days, right? Because the final bracket's going to be ready for Sunday. But before that, they're doing squads, duos, singles, crew battles. There's a lot of different competition here, Bass. I think for the Smash community, this is going to be Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. This is an event to look forward to.
It's an absolutely huge event, and it really does mark something more than just a big event for Smash. It's also showing LANs are back. Before COVID, LANs were probably one of the premier ways that we were seeing people actually get involved in esports. And now that we have seen declining numbers in COVID and a lot more restrictions open up a lot more of these areas, these convention centers, similar to what we are seeing here, we are seeing events like this become staples. Before, it was just, a LAN for the game. Now, this is basically a convention built around a single game. 3 days long with this much activity, with these many people being involved. It's a huge event. I don't think that this can be overstated about how big it is to see events like this become back into the norm for not just the Smash community, but for esports as a whole. To see an event like this go down, especially considering we've also seen some other big events over the last couple weeks here for Smash, and now that they're becoming commonplace, now that we are seeing this resurgence in LANs, it's gotta feel good. And honestly, for me, it also is a little bit personal. I'm friends with the guys who are running this entire event, and I'm very excited to see them being able to put on events like this again. I know that they are excited as well as the players. I personally am going to be rooting for Jake. It may be the fact that I am friends with him and he follows me on Twitter, but I don't know, just kind of want to see him win. Not really sure why. Regardless, it's going to be a very fun event. Like you said, 3 days long, October 28th to the 30th. It's going to be starting in Miami very, very soon. So if you guys are interested in participating or getting involved, there's even a staff link on their start.gg page if you'd like to try and get, some work done while you're in Miami. But how much work are you really going to get done while you're in Miami? That doesn't really work that way now, does it? We're going to have to see, though. I think that this event is going to be extremely exciting. And honestly, more than anything else, like I said, it's nice to see LANs back. It really does feel like we're starting to get back to the in-person side of esports.
Which is so refreshing. I mean, how long have we been waiting for something like this? Even with the recent RLCS events, people are wondering, okay, are we masking up? What's going on? This and that and this. As you said, numbers are going down and events are going up. So it's important to stay safe, but we're having a fun, safe style to it, which is always good. And, last thing I'll say is, Jake, if it just takes a Twitter follow to get a fan, then, I'll take one too. I'll throw my hat in the ring there. But my fandom, it's available. That's all I'll say, Bass. I'll say.
Listen, my fandom can't be bought, but it can be followed. At this point, we're going to see what has to happen here for this event. But that is all that we have got here today for the Esports.net recap show. We appreciate you guys tuning in and hope to see you guys for even more content next week. Have a good one.
If you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.